Can the niche services survive on their own, or do they need to look to Pluto or some of the other aggregators to get them in front of people to help with the discovery?
I agree with Mike. I think the niche services can survive. And if you think about the anime community, right? People who are passionate about their audience or about their topic. And if there's a service that fits their requirements and it's easy to subscribe, it gives them value over the long term, and the experience overall is really positive, they'll stick with it.
And if you're that content supplier, and I would say this to maybe even Disney, why not still have some stuff on Netflix, right? You know, and then if the people want to deep dive into Star Wars and all that, you know where to go, Disney Plus. I certainly believe, you know, we've learned in this country that give consumers, you know, your content wherever you can find them. Right. And not doing that is like pretending you can predict the future of economics, and consumer behavior, which as far as I know, none of them can do, so.
Joe mentioned anime, which is actually a good litmus test for some of this topic, because Crunchyroll has been at that for a long time, has been a successful standalone SVOD business, but you know, now they're part of Warner Media with Otter, and they're maybe part of HBO Max, I'm not sure. Yeah. And at the same time, so anything that's even really strong in an independent niche maybe gets aggregated. And then separately, Netflix has added, I think, probably more anime content than Crunchyroll has. I'm not sure exactly, but do people know Netflix for that? Are people is that audience that's passionate about that content finding that need met within Netflix? Not clear. Like, what does that mean for those standalones?
Well, and Sony just acquired, has Funimation, and then they just acquired Aniplex. So they are aggregating that content, but I think if they let those brands live on their own and continue to have that brand identity and connection with their consumers, they can still succeed. I think it's when you try to force them into this mold, this corporate umbrella, and wall things off is when they start to run into trouble.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for niche OTT video services to survive and thrive. I mean, you need to be very well capitalized. As I mentioned in my introduction, I'm doing some work with European telecommunications companies that are launching such services. And it's very hard, even with deep pockets, the level of market awareness that you have to create, the tremendous amount of marketing reaching your consumers. It's a pretty daunting proposition, which doesn't mean that some won't succeed. And you were mentioning Crunchyroll, which is obviously a very, very successful service, Fumination as well. You know, if you just meet those fans or those communities you were talking about, the service is the LBTG community. And that has legs, as we say in Hollywood.